This is what happened on the first goal, if you think about it. Tillman pulling out to the side. Here he starts to make that run forward. Adams gets the ball off his foot and plays it to Freeman. It comes back to Adams, and Tillman's going to just try it again. So the U.S. beat Haiti 2-1 in their final Gold Cup group stage match. They topped the group and set up a quarterfinal date with Costa Rica. And they look decent in this game. Look, the reality is, with every match that passes, we are learning more about what Pochettino wants the team to do tactically, how the team finds solutions within the game, and which players are really stepping up. So those are the three things we're going to focus on in this video. Welcome to Campfire Football. I'm Sebastian North. Like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and without further ado, let's get into these clips. So we picked this up with the first goal, and when they played long balls over the top, they did look dangerous, and Adjumang was a handful for the Haitian defense. The thing is that when he uses strength and gets into this position, everything's fine so far. It's the decision making and the technical ability in these areas that he still needs to work on. So right here, what I think he should do is cut the ball with his left onto his right and set himself to look to shoot. That'll force the defender to drop and try and block the shot, then leaving the space open to just square it in front for Aronson. But instead, Adjumang chops it back to Aronson, which is just the wrong decision. Aronson has to reach back for it, and by that time, the defender can go ahead and make the block. Aronson does well to follow it, get it to De La Torre, and get it back. Now look at the back post. Tillman and Sullivan completely wide open. The defender realizes it a little late. Now he's telling his buddy, hey, drop, I'm 2-on-1. But at this point, Aronson sees it. Sullivan's waving his arms. The cross is great. It could go to either one of them, but Tillman does excellently well to get behind it. And the header's terrific. I mean, he could have gone near post, but going far makes it really tough for the goalkeeper to get a spring onto it. Doesn't need to be a hard header, just needs to be accurate. And Tillman, his rise continues. Now, the thing that's annoying about the U.S., and this seems to go back long before Pochettino, is that they start a lot of games very well. On the front foot, tons of energy. Sometimes they score, sometimes they don't. But it's around the 20th minute where a lot of teams find a way to get some opportunities. And I think a lot of that problem comes from this. No one actually really pressing the ball, allowing center backs the time to look up, time everything correctly, and put balls over the top. Saudi Arabia created 3 opportunities like this in the span of 10 minutes, and here is one that leads to the goal for Haiti. I think Adjumang should be running there and maybe just blocking the ball or putting the guy off just a little bit to make him not play the ball he wants. Now, Alexi Lalas at halftime was saying that he felt that Freese should have come out and gathered that one. Look, fair enough. The ball's in his box. It came a long way. But also, Freese does not need to go and take this risk. Ream can deal with it. He's experienced. But Ream's pass here is really bad. Now, the issue with this is that Freese doesn't really have the ability to settle this and turn out and go the other way. So he's got to hit this one touch. And I think he makes the wrong decision. He's looking for the split into Tolkien, and he just gets it wrong. He should probably just lift it somewhere, just kick it away, but he mishits it, goes straight to Dietzen. Look at Freese. He's cutting off very little of the goal. If he takes one step towards the ball, I think he saves this. Now it's 1-1, and Haiti have a little bit of life because they had to win this game, which also means the U.S. did not need to rush. And I think this is an important thing for all fans to keep in mind. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I saw Pochettino's style in action a lot last year. And this is exactly how it works. Midfielders will interchange and move into different areas, looking for gaps in the center part of the pitch. They'll move into different positions, like De La Torre getting a little bit higher here and Aronson dropping, and then they'll switch spots. And the whole idea is, can we find someone who can receive the ball, either turn or combine, and then we can attack. You also need the technical ability to play in tight spaces. And right there, Tolkien did well to control the ball, but then his pass is off, and it's a turnover. Here's another example of it. Look at Tillman, completely free. Now, the ball can't go from Ream to him yet. The Haitian defense is all looking forward. They're trying to make sure that Adams and De La Torre don't get the ball, but that means they're leaving a giant gap. So the ball comes into Freeman. He sees Tillman, who's still open. He's able to turn, swivel, and look up. This ball from Tillman is absolutely perfect. Tolkien's got to bring this down because it bounced, so he can definitely get the touch on it, but he lets it go out of play, and it's basically another turnover. So another example of some of the rotations here, and then also the sloppiness. It's a little bit of both. You can see Sullivan now more as the central 10, Tillman on the right. Freeman has inverted into the center of midfield to just try and add one more body. But they really have to take their opportunities to turn when they have them, because once Freeman goes in like this, you don't have a right back anymore. And that means Tillman needs to drop in. And if he's not far enough, you've got to find one of the midfielders. Now, when De La Torre gets this ball, I think he should turn because Aronson's coming across, Sullivan was central, Tillman's out wide. These 3 Haitian players in the middle would not be able to cover all that. Instead, he drops it, and that kind of just allows Haiti to squeeze. When he gets the ball back, the only option is Tillman. The defender's basically waiting for that ball, so Delatorre does the right thing to turn and go the other way. And as this ball comes to Ream, he's got Tolkien dropping back a little bit, but Tolkien doesn't need to do that. The pass to him is open, so he can just stop right where he is and receive the ball and look forward. Instead, he drops a little bit right when Ream plays it, and it goes out of play. One thing I noticed defensively is that every time a ball went into Haitian forwards' feet, Richards and Ream were not allowing them to turn. They were right on their backs and won quite a few balls in this manner, which is good because now you can launch counterattacks. Delatorre coming forward, he goes to Ajimang, who I'm pretty sure that he's ahead of the line. Either way he gets through, we need this guy to finish these opportunities. Pochettino seems to like Ajimang, but if he's not scoring these chances, he's not going to be able to start or really maybe be on the team next year. All right, so we get into the second half, and Haiti, being at 1-1, they needed to win this match in order to make it through the next round. So they were not just going to sit and bunker in and make life difficult. They were going to chase the ball, and that meant that those spaces were going to open up. This like 30 to 40 yard pass on the ground that splits the whole midfield, we started to see this a lot. And Tillman was finding this space frequently. He's just standing in the middle of the field, waiting. I think it's better when he's central than when he's wide. Once again, ball from Richards, 40 yard pass on the ground, right into Tillman, takes it on the half turn. This time the defender steps, he's able to get away from him and play it out to Delatorre. Now I want to show the rest of this because Delatorre plays Tolkien, he crosses it, it gets to Sullivan at the back post, and check out what he does here. Cuts it back, right under his feet, Rabona to cross it. I love it. That's great. This is some good flair and confidence to see from these guys. So those balls into the midfield were on. They were finding them, but the one thing that needed to increase was the ball over the top, because keep in mind, that's where the first goal comes from. So here, Richards is going to get it. There's absolutely no midfielders available. Ajimang's pointing. Go ahead, Richards. Play him. He's onside right there, and it's a very good ball. He brings it down actually pretty well, and then unfortunately, big man slips. Sullivan did very well to get on the end of it, get the ball across. The keeper makes a complete hash of the save. The defender makes a complete hash of the clearance. It hits Tillman. It goes in. Yeah, he looked embarrassed. I couldn't really tell if it was because it was such a crap goal to score or if because he knew it hit his arm and eventually the goal would be chalked off for handball. He just kept having an impact though. Ream here plays the ball into Adams. He takes a couple touches, drives into the midfield, and he's got this split pass. It's going to go right through this box of Haitian players into Delatorre. He can just lay it off to Tillman, who's running forward. And look at this skill from Tillman. Chops it from right to left, keeps the rhythm of the attack going to get it onto Sullivan. He plays it back to Delatorre, and this is a very good opportunity. I think Delatorre just hits this a little harder. He could probably score. Very nicely constructed opportunity. Now, I said those balls over the top were crucial. This is what happened on the first goal, if you think about it. Tillman pulling out to the side. Here he starts to make that run forward. Adams gets the ball off his foot and plays it to Freeman. It comes back to Adams, and Tillman's going to just try it again. This time Adams sees it, but the whole thing just happens at the wrong time. Tillman got in a little bit early, and he's offside, so the shot goes in, and another goal from him is disallowed. But if things are working like this, keep doing them. If a team is pressing up on you and denying all the space in the midfield, just go over them. Once again here, Tyler Adams loads of space. Tillman high up. This time the run is from deeper, so he's onside. The pass is absolutely fantastic. Look at the skill to bring this down. I mean, that's just awesome from Tillman. Does pretty much everything right, but misses by like an inch. And this is the thing about solving problems, is I think the U.S. did a very good job to keep the ball for a lot of the game, try and execute the patterns and rotations in the middle that they want to do. But at a certain point, you have to be willing to go over the top, especially when you have players willing to make the runs, and Ajimang was making these runs all game. Tolkien gets this, Ajimang onside, and he does very well here to get past the goalkeeper. Yes, this is an easy finish, but you have enough time to overthink it or to rush yourself, and he just did a good job to get his feet right, make sure the pass is on target, and you score, and then it's 2-1. So look, job done, and they will play Costa Rica, which will be a far more difficult contest. We'll see what happens as this team goes into the knockout rounds, but so far, I think a lot of positives can be taken from how this really inexperienced young team is building up, and hopefully when the heavy hitters start to come back in, they move in seamlessly and this team starts to click. So thanks for stopping by. I'm Sebastian North. This is Campfire Football. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below, and I'll see you soon.